everyone, and welcome to this episode of Steve's Horse Show. Today, we have Dr. Heatley here talking about fireworks. And she's going to show you how to set them off and how to do Roman candles and all kinds of things. Just kidding. She's going to talk about fireworks in relation to horses and the maybe not so good relationship that your horse has with them, or if maybe you have a horse and you're not sure what's going to happen.
So there's lots of studies about dogs and storms and noise and fireworks.
That? You think it's because more people have dogs,
so
more people are doing
with them? Yeah, probably that, and they're in the house with you.
So you have no choice but to see that your dog is freaking out. Gotcha.
Right. That doesn't mean it doesn't apply to horses.
Right.
But I did find one study where they had basically, probably through talking to the owners about the responses of their horses to fireworks, so how horses respond to fireworks. And there was like 4,700 horses, and 39% of them were mildly anxious, 41% were very anxious, and 20% didn't care. So basically, 80% of horses don't like fireworks.
Right.
And that's a pretty big number. I think there's maybe three main strategies in trying to prevent a problem with fireworks or thunderstorms or noise aversion in general. Probably number one is desensitization, and that's something that you need to be doing long term before these events even happen.
Just like behind a tree, throw firework at your horse?
No.
I said get used to them.
There you go. No, but you can work with a trainer on that. There's lots of videos you can watch on it. There's lots of things you can do. I'm doing this because it's shaking a tarpon over there. To try to.
I'm glad you explained. I thought you were going crazy.
Yeah, nope, that's what I was shaking a tarpon. To desensitize a horse. So desensitization.
Okay.
Probably the best thing to do if that horse has been in a stall is maybe you put it in a stall in the barn. Get a radio in there, make some background noise. You can actually pack their ears with cotton if they'll tolerate it. They won't. Not every horse is going to tolerate that.
Will it stay in there? Or have you?
No, you got to pull it out the next day.
Right. No. I meant like.
Yeah.
Will it like?
Yeah,
it won't just like fall out.
No. You pack it down and you'll get it in the ear canal and it'll stay.
Don't forget about it though.
Don't forget about it. Got to pull it out the next day.
Here's a text all your clients. July 5th.
Yeah.
Don't forget
the cotton. Environment, so proper fencing, making sure you don't have stuff in the pastures, making sure your stalls are in good shape. There's not something they can stick a leg through or stick their nose through and raise their head up and cut it. A horse's response to fear is flight. So horses don't have, horns like cows or teeth like dogs. They don't have a way to fight, so they're going to run anytime they're scared of something.
Right.
And so that we don't want them running through a fence. That's one thing to always think about. Or we don't want them running into a hole in the pasture, things like that. So make sure you have a safe pasture. If you have
chance, you got 1 week to get your
yeah, up and cut it. And then sedation. So medications that you can use to help alter that response, and that would be something you just want to make sure you have a good relationship with a veterinarian about. Because you're not going to be able to call on July 4th and a random vet and ask for
morning of
acechromazine. Yeah.
Right. Gotcha. Will you be closed on July 4th?
Yes.
So don't even think about it. Don't even think about it. I saw your video. I feel like I need A's.
We're gonna try.
Sure, I can get you some for an emergency fee and holiday fee and after hours. Are there other, I guess you would call it adverse effects of fireworks besides just they run around the pasture for an hour or two?
Yeah.
The effects of that, though, like, do you think that this plays into you'll see you should do some ulcer guard or gastro guard or U-guard or something like that before an event like that? You know what I'm saying? Is there other effects beyond this or before this that you should do you think, to help with that? Or do you think that that's not going to do much, or you know what I mean?
Well, you can do some of your probably, and you may know more about this than me, some of your feed additives that maybe have
Preventative
some calming
type.
effects. Sure. So you think about those horses, if they're really getting worked up and then they get out and they run hard for 2 hours, or maybe they do that, the fireworks, we'd love if they only went off on 4th of July, but let's be real, it's usually about a week worth of listening to that or dealing with that. So you got a horse that's maybe running itself to death every night, or it's not eating and drinking like it should.
Right.
They can tie up, they can colic, they can get ulcers, all those things. So it's really something. It is kind of a big deal when you're talking about noise aversion in horses.
Right. I think in that too, the neighbor and they're having a whole celebration, week-long celebration and stuff like that. That can be kind of a big deal if your
Sure.
horse is severely.
Sure, and that may be a horse that would benefit from some ulcer prevention, or
Can you do like sedation for a week? I mean,
well, you don't want to have to.
if you know,
There are some products, so maybe you don't have to use.
I mean, at that point, probably just like, hey neighbor, can you at
Yeah.
least tell me when you're popping fireworks so I can
Yeah. I mean, that's
ace my horse?
ideally that would be.
Probably the best
Yeah.
situation.
But no, you don't want to have to sedate your horse every day for
Right.
a week. Certainly, if you have to do it on July 4th, or maybe you have to do it for 2 days. That's
Johnny's
not a big deal.
popping black cats all day. Little punk kid.